Some poems stir the finest emotions of human beings for their simplicity, spontaneity, and naturalness. The poem Daffodils is a masterpiece of rich imagery, pictorial description, and real-life experiences. Some poems stir the finest emotions of human beings for their simplicity, spontaneity, and naturalness. The poem Daffodils is a masterpiece of rich imagery, pictorial description, and real-life experiences. According to the critic A.C. Bradley, the poem Daffodils is a pretty thing. To Wordsworth, poetry is a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings arising from emotions recollected in tranquility. And the poem Daffodils is an epitome of that creative theory. With the musically eloquent beginning lines, I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills. The poet picturizes a serene movement like that of a lonely cloud floating over hills and valleys. Such a serene and tranquil movement opens the poem in a peaceful setting. The peaceful poetic note mingles with a surprise discovery of splendid natural wealth in the form of a host of golden daffodils. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. All at once the poet caught sight of a large number of golden daffodils. The daffodils flash in large numbers beside the lake and beneath the trees. They are fluttering and dancing joyfully with the breeze that blows over them. This splendid natural beauty suddenly obviates or removes the loneliness of the poet, and the poet is engulfed in a flood of emotions. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. In this stanza, the poet compares the daffodils with the continuous stretch of twinkling stars in the Milky Way. The points of comparison between the stars and the daffodils are mainly because of two reasons. First, the daffodils appear in limitless numbers like the twinkling stars in the sky. Second, the sun rays make the golden petals of daffodils glitter like the stars twinkling in the Milky Way. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the soul to me had brought. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the soul to me had brought. The image of movement assumes importance in this stanza. This stanza sketches movement both of the flowers as well as the rippling waters. Both the flowers and the waves danced in strong breach, but the flowers appeared more cheerful than the waves. In other words, the flowers danced more sprightly than the waves, and the poet is enthralled in the jocund company of the flowers. For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, there flashes upon that inward eye which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. In this stanza, the poet dwells upon the lasting impressions of the scene upon him. We can say the last stanza of the poem, the poet portrays nature as a source of perpetual joy, as a source of continuous joy. The poet exemplifies this idea by giving a concrete example. The poet sings, "For oft, when on my couch I lie in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude, and then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils." These lines clearly reveal that when the poet lies on his couch in vacant or in pensive, in sad mood, the memory of daffodils becomes alive in his mind, and the memories bestow the joy of solitude. The joyful dancing memories of daffodil flowers again fill the heart of the poet with joy, calmness, and rhythmic dance of nature's beauty. The poem consists of 4 6-line stanzas, each of which follows ABABCC rhyme scheme and is written in iambic tetrameter, giving the poem a subtle back and forth motion that recalls the swaying daffodils. Thank you. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils.